What is the area of the given shape in square units if each corner is a right angle? I'm going to divide this shape into smaller, more workable rectangles. The rectangles that I choose to divide it into isn't necessarily what you have to divide it into, it's just whatever most makes sense and whatever you can do with the given information. So I'm going to divide right here and right here, pretending that this is making perfect 90-degree angles, forming new rectangles. So as you can see, there's one rectangle here, and another rectangle here. I redrew the rectangles separated just so that it's a little easier to see what we're doing. This rectangle right here corresponds with the length here. We already know that that is 10. And this length is already given, so we know that this is 4. This rectangle corresponds with this rectangle. We know that this side length is 10 as well. Now, this side length we're going to have to solve for. So we know that this length in total is 10, and this small segment is 2, and this segment is 3. So we can find out what the missing segment right here is by having 10 minus 2 and minus 3. This gives us the side length of 5. Our last rectangle, this length corresponds with this length. We're pretending that these are ending at the same spot, so this length would be the same as the length of this segment. So this length would be 3. Now with this length, we know that the total length of this side is 10, and the total length of right here is 5. So we can find out what the missing side is with 10 minus 5, leaving us with this side being 5. So we can find out what the areas of all of these rectangles are now. So it's length times width, so we would multiply 10 by 4, giving us the area of 40. Then for this rectangle, 10 multiplied by 5 gives us 50, and 3 multiplied by 5 leaves us with 15. These are the areas of each rectangle, and together gives us the area of the total shape. 50 plus 40 plus 15 leaves us with 105 units squared. Because they don't give us a unit, I'm just writing units squared. Here's another problem that practices the same concept. If you would like to pause the video and practice this on your own, do so now. The answer is 61 units squared. What is the area of the given shape in square units if each corner is a right angle? So like the first problem, I'm going to divide this into smaller rectangles. Pretending that these are making 90-degree angles. This divides the total shape into 3 rectangles. So the first side I'm going to try to find is this side, which corresponds to here. This length is 6, and we know that this length is 1. Adding together would give us the length of this side. Now we know that this side is 7 units. This side is already given, so we know that this is 3. Now we'll try to find this length, which corresponds to this length. This entire length is 11 units. If we subtract this section, it'll leave us with this side length. 11 minus 3 leaves us with 8. So we know that this entire length is 7. This length is 2, and this length is 1. 7 minus 1 and minus 2 will give us this length. So this length is 4. Now for this last section, we already know that this length is 4. Now we need to find what this length is. We're assuming that these both end at the same location, so therefore these two lengths are the same. This side length would be 2. Now we can figure out what each area is of these rectangles. 7 multiplied by 3 would give us the area of this rectangle, which is 21. 8 multiplied by 4 is 32. 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. Adding these all together gives us 61 units squared.